Coach Craig here. Oftentimes I'm making these videos based on things that I struggle with. And so I'm scratching my own itch. I'm realizing that there's maybe a different way to think about something, and I go, aha, maybe others might find value in that. And one of the things that I have to constantly remind myself about is that if it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. And so it's very easy to say yes to lukewarm things. And this creates a real challenge. And when I am able to really put this to the test and only say yes to the things that I'm deeply enthusiastic about and deeply competent about, the results are exponential. And so sometimes it takes courage to do that, because we'll say yes to things that maybe aren't that scary. However, things that are exciting to us, but we're not quite sure how to do, can still be a hell yes. As long as we learn how to use courage and learn how to accept the fact that everything of value takes effort. Like, that's just called life. And we're going to have to roll with the punches a little bit and say, well, I really want this thing. And I've clarified that this approach or this opportunity or whatever it is really the right thing for me, but I'm not sure how to do it. I don't have the competency yet. I don't have the capability. I don't have what it takes to make this happen. And so you have to be courageous, and sometimes there's some fear there. But the distinction that I'm making here is that I don't want you to think that just because something is hard, that it's not a hell yes, right? So sometimes it's like, we know that's the right thing to do, but we're not capable of creating the clarity on exactly how we're going to do that, and or who we are going to. This is Dan Sullivan speak again. Who Not How, phenomenal book. Check it out. We're not entirely sure what the mechanism is that we're going to use in order to accomplish this thing that we're super excited about. But the key here, so that's one key concept that I want you to take away. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's not a hell yes. In other words, don't trick yourself into thinking something is not a hell yes because it's hard, okay? The second is when something is not a hell yes. It's it needs to be a no. And that takes boundary setting. And there's a course that I've created called Boundaries for Builders that I'll also create a link for, that is all about this problem, where builders oftentimes have problems, especially, I'm an INFJ from Myers-Briggs, especially people who are highly conscientious have a real tough time with boundaries. And so we oftentimes are very subject to saying yes to things that are meh, but they're not a hell yes. So this is my call to action to be more decisive. And that decisive line, like where you're going to put that line, has to be very clear. Like, if you're not enthusiastic about it, if you're just not like, wow, lit up thinking about it the next morning, then it's a no. Coach Craig out.